Bonjour mes amis et bienvenue à la prochaine leçon virtuelle. Aujourd'hui, on va discuter les expressions interrogatives ou comment poser les questions. On y va. Pour commencer, il y a trois méthodes pour poser une question. To ask a question in French, we got three different ways we can do it. Inflexion, est-ce que ou n'est-ce pas, and inversion. Inflexion. We do this avec le voix. We do this with our voice. If you've ever used the Valley Girl voice when you're talking with your friends, you know, like this, then you already know how to use inflection. When we use inflection as a question, all you have to do is go up with your voice at the end of the sentence. Whatever the last sound is of the sentence, you just go up, and that makes it a question. Est-ce que or n'est-ce pas? Est-ce que, n'est-ce pas are very simple. We just tap these pieces onto our sentence that we're turning into a question. So est-ce que always goes at the beginning of the sentence to make it a yes or no question. N'est-ce pas always goes at the end, enfin, of the sentence to make a yes or no question. The difference being, n'est-ce pas at the end of a sentence can only be a yes or no question. And then est-ce que at the beginning can be added to another word to make it more than just a yes or no question, which is what we're going to look at today. The third one, inversion, échanger le sujet et le verbe. So we're going to switch around the subject and the verb. We do this in English all the time. You've just never really been told how to do it. You just mastered it. So we're going to do the exact same thing today. We're just going to look at it and you're like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. There's a couple of rules that we need to look at for each of these, but really, they're pretty simple. We've been doing this pretty much since the beginning of French 1, so you are going to see that a lot of this is pretty easy. What we are going to do to make it just that little step harder is that we're going to add in those question words that you learned earlier this week to go beyond just asking yes or no questions, but to ask questions for information. On y va. When do you play sports? So we got to know that question word, which is in red, quand. If you want to ask more specifically about like specifically what time, rather than saying quand, you could say à quelle heure, at what time. So if you really want to know specifically at what time something happens, you could say à quelle heure. But if you just want to know when, as in you don't know, you just want to ask some sort of time frame at all, quand. Tu fais du sport quand. Notice when I use the first one, I'm going to go up at the very end with the word quand. Tu fais du sport quand? To make sure I understand that I'm asking a question, and the word quand just goes at the end. For the second and third, quand goes at the beginning. Quand est-ce que tu fais du sport? Quand est-ce que tu fais du sport? So quand is asking again when. I use that phrase est-ce que, that now boom, I've got my question. It's a formal way of asking a question. Quand est-ce que tu fais du sport? The thing that I'm asking. You play sports. Tu fais du sport. If I want to use the third one, notice fait into are now switched around and there's a hyphen between them. Quand fais-tu du sport? So all three of these are asking the exact same question. When do you play sports? But for the first one, the voice one, the inflection, I put the question word at the end and go up with it. Tu fais du sport quand? For est-ce que, I just put the question word in front of est-ce que at the beginning of the sentence. Quand est-ce que tu fais du sport? And for the third one, where I use inversion, the question word's at the beginning, and then I switch my subject and verb around and just put a hyphen. Quand fais du sport? Quand fais-tu du sport? That is how we use these three. So all we're going to do now is look at each of the question words that we should know and just look at examples of them. So hopefully that'll help you kind of see that it's not tricky, it's not impossible, it's just here you go, this is how it looks. On y va. So the next one, where does he surf? But the question word now is où, O-U. Don't forget the accent mark because without it, you're saying the word or, which doesn't make any sense anymore. So first one, just using our voice where où goes at the end of the sentence. Il fait du surf où? He surfs where? And the other two, où goes at the beginning. First one with est-ce que. Où est-ce qu'il fait du surf? Où est-ce qu'il fait du surf? Notice est-ce que has a little bit of a change. Because il starts with a vowel, rather than est-ce que with a Q-U-E, I'm going to use est-ce qu'il, Q-U apostrophe. We're also going to do this with el, plural. And anytime we have a noun that starts with a vowel, like if we're going to use someone's name like Amélie. So, où est-ce qu'Amélie fait du surf? Where does Amélie surf? And the last one, I've got il and fait. Switch it around, put it after où. Où fait-il du surf? Notice that's the fastest one to say. Où fait-il du surf? However, you will notice that in the first two, il fait du surf, and est-ce qu'il fait, you don't hear the T. But with the third one, you will because it's connected to the il. Où fait-il du surf? Où fait-il du surf? Where does he surf? On y va. Why do we swim at the beach? Now this one's a two-parter. We gotta have the why and the answer. So why do we swim at the beach? So again, at the end of the sentence, we go up with our voice. Nous nageons à la plage pourquoi? Nous nageons à la plage pourquoi? So we swim at the beach. Why? With est-ce que. Pourquoi est-ce que nous nageons à la plage? Pourquoi est-ce que nous nageons à la plage? Why do we swim at the beach? Est-ce que, by the way, when you literally translate it back to English, just says, is it that? So when you use pourquoi est-ce que, you're saying, why is it that we swim at the beach? Seems a little silly, but that's just what it means. But for us, in the matter of just using it, it just means, hey, this is a question. Pourquoi est-ce que nous nageons à la plage? And the third one with inversion, take that nous, take that nageons, switch it around, put a hyphen. Pourquoi nageons-nous à la plage? Pourquoi nageons-nous à la plage? Why do we swim at the beach? Now, if you're going to know the word pourquoi, you need its answer, which is probably going to start with because. That word is parce que. So, parce que c'est amusant would be an easy answer to all three of these questions, because it's fun. Parce que c'est amusant. Pourquoi? Parce que. So if you're going to learn why, you got to know because. On y va. How well do you play guitar? Now, this one's interesting because the word itself, comment, just means how. And we can use it a lot of different ways. But with what we're talking about in this unit, when we're already getting these questions like this, what we're really asking is how well do you do this thing? So how well do you play guitar? Tu joues de la guitare comment? Tu joues de la guitare comment? So again, just putting that word for how at the very end, using my voice to inflect up, boom, it's a question. With est-ce que, comment est-ce que tu joues de la guitare? Comment est-ce que tu joues de la guitare? In front of the sentence with est-ce que, and the sentence just stays the same otherwise. Comment est-ce que tu joues de la guitare? Now you'll notice that I'm saying comment est-ce que, because the T at the end in front of an E. Comment est-ce que tu joues de la guitare? And in the last one, joue and tu, switched around, put a hyphen. Comment joues-tu de la guitare? Comment joues-tu de la guitare? Bon. So I'm hoping that this repetition is really, okay, you get it, like, all right, cool. But I'm just making sure that we understand how to write these question words. Because the next two change a little. What are they going to do? You'll notice that this one's a little trickier because it's not just going to be the same word 3 different times. So what are they going to do? If you're going to use the one where you just use your voice at the end, you're going to use the word quoi. Ils vont faire quoi? They're going to do what? So if you're going to use it with your voice, you need to use the word quoi, but at the very end. Ils vont faire quoi? If you're going to use est-ce que, it's going to abbreviate. So rather than using que or quoi, est-ce que, we're going to say just qu'est-ce que. Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire? So not only is there a contraction at the beginning with the QU apostrophe, there's also a contraction from QUE and il. So qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire? You got 2 apostrophes you need in this one if you're going to say, what are they going to do? Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire? And the last one, if you're going to use the inversion, where you switch around that subject and verb, rather than using quoi, rather than using qu'est-ce que, you're going to use que. Que vont-ils faire? What are they going to do? Que vont-ils faire? And notice because of the T that's silent in the other ones, I'm going to pronounce it because il starts with an I. Que vont-ils faire? So when we're using the word what, it's very important to know which one you're going to use so you know which spelling, thus which pronunciation you're going to use for using what. Ils vont faire quoi? Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire? Que vont-ils faire? Now the last one's a little tricky just because there's 2 ways we can really use it. So I'm going to give you a couple of different examples just so you can see it in context. Who are you talking to? Grammatically correct. To whom are you talking? Just so we're aware, you would not end a question with a preposition in English nor in French, and it's to whom. But I wanted to give you the way it would sound in English as we usually speak it. Who are you talking to? But it's technically supposed to be to whom are you talking? So we can use, because of that, we're going to have to use to whom, which is à qui. So tu parles à qui? So again, just using it at the end of the sentence. Or with est-ce que, à qui est-ce que tu parles? To whom are you speaking? À qui est-ce que tu parles? Or with the inversion, again, just à qui for to who or to whom. À qui parles-tu? À qui parles-tu? So when we're using who, you might want to pay attention to that preposition. Who are you talking to? It can't end the sentence with to. You've got to put it somewhere else. So you put it in front of qui, and then you use it the way you would with all the other interrogative expressions. Tu parles à qui? À qui est-ce que tu parles? À qui parles-tu? Same, but with a different word. Who is he playing soccer with? Again, grammatically correct with whom is he playing soccer? But for the sake of conversation, this is how we would say it in English. Who is he playing soccer with? But in French, we have to make sure we use it the right way. So with goes back in front of qui. So now it's going to be avec qui, with whom. So now it's just another interrogative expression. Il joue au foot avec qui? He's playing fit with who? Avec qui est-ce qu'il joue au foot? So because it's qui, Q-U-I does not contract, it does not abbreviate, so leave it alone. Never change qui. Always leave it as Q-U-I. Avec qui est-ce qu'il joue au foot? With whom is he playing soccer? Notice again, qu'il, Q-U-I-L, because we're using the subject il. And the last one, avec qui joue-t-il au foot? Avec qui joue-t-il au foot? So we got the subject and the verb switched in places in our interrogative expression at the beginning. But what do you notice about that last one? Avec qui joue-t-il au foot? There's something added now. Correct if you didn't already see it. Joue-t-il. There's a T in the middle. So if you've got the il or l, the he or she form, and you're going to use this, you're going to put it on hyphen, T hyphen. It helps with the pronunciation. That's the only reason it's there. There's no grammar rule for it. It has strictly to do with pronunciation. Because French is a very phonetic language. So many, many years ago, people said, ugh, joue-il does not sound good. So they said, let's just make it, you have to add a T to make it sound better. Joue-t-il. So avec qui joue-t-il au foot? So if you're trying to say he does or she does something that ends with a silent E, you're going to add a hyphen T hyphen. So when you see it later, don't freak out. Or we can just use it as the subject. Who likes to do track and field? Qui aime faire de l'athlétisme? So unlike where the other ones were, it was with that preposition, to whom, for whom, with whom, about whom, etc. It could be many of those. That now it's like the subject of the sentence. Qui aime faire de l'athlétisme? Who likes to do track and field? Or who wants to go to the zoo? Qui a envie d'aller au zoo? Notice in both of those, it's conjugated like he and she because we don't know exactly who it is. So it just gets conjugated in the third person, so which would be il or elle. Who wants to go to the zoo? Qui a envie d'aller au zoo? Bon, so those are the different ways we use our interrogative expressions, and it's the different ways we ask any type of question. Make sure you go back and take good notes. Review this if you need to. A bientôt!